Hi everybody, it's time for the Florida Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry's Tip of the Month. Today I'm going to open up my clinical photography gearbox. I want to show you what I use on a daily basis to take clinical pictures on my patients. I've went ahead and I laid out everything on the table in front of you so you can see what I use on a daily basis, and I can go over everything that I use. My workhorse camera, my EOS 5D Mark II Canon camera, is a full-size sensor camera. It's been replaced by the 5D Mark III. Also, the newest camera in the Canon lineup is the 6D. It also has a full-size sensor. This is a 100mm macro lens, of course, that I use for macro photography. My ring flash, my MR14EX ring flash that I use, is really my workhorse light. I feel like it gives us the most consistent images for standardized views. Say if you're going through the accreditation process and you have a lot of standardized views to take for that process, the ring flash gives you the most consistent lighting in all angles, in all views, lateral shots, frontal shots, and occlusal shots. Now, if I want to step up my game and I want to shoot something that's going to give me a little bit more of a dynamic lighting, I'll use the extended bracket arms. These here I've purchased from PhotoMed. And what the extended bracket arms do is they mount to the tripod mount underneath the camera, and they have twin lights that are mounted to hot shoe attachments on either side of the bracket. On the end of the speed lights, you'll see a diffuser. This happens to be the LumiQuest Pocket Bouncer. And what the diffuser does is it creates a larger, softer light source. And larger, softer light sources are more flattering. And so in this instance, when we're shooting teeth and smiles, it creates a more flattering light source that we're using to shoot with. So this happens to be a wireless transmitter that needs to fit into the hot shoe of the actual camera, because my camera just happens to require a wireless transmitter to fire speed lights remotely. Not all cameras require wireless transmitters. You need to check with your own camera. Now, I love using this type of lighting because I feel like it just creates this dynamic light, lots of depth to the photos, real soft shadows, so it's a very pretty lighting. But it's not the most consistent lighting to use clinically. It's a little bit more difficult, I feel, to take lateral shots. You'll get a little bit more shadowing, you'll get more shadowing in the buccal corridor, and it's nearly impossible to shoot a good occlusal view in this setup without throwing in a third light. So you have options. Now, of course, these bracket arms have moving parts, which is for good or bad, they move. And you can move these twin lights to a closer distance from the lens, which would mean you'd get less shadowing. But you got to move things around when you're taking pictures, and if you're taking a lot of pictures, that's not so fun to do. You can throw in a third light, and I have a third light, which is a 420EX speed light, which also fires remotely. So if I'm taking occlusal views, I can use a third light to help light the posterior dentition. I've fitted this with a diffuser. This is something that I've had. This is a Gary Fong diffuser. And so it also creates a softer light. So I don't have one hard speed light, one with hard lighting, and two diffused twin lights shooting at the same time, so I can soften all three lights if I'm using three lights in a setup. So as you can see, that's a little, it adds some complexity to shooting, but it does create just an amazing lighting, and it's absolutely a fun thing to do if you enjoy photography or if you like to present your cases. So that's a quick look at my clinical photography gearbox. I hope you enjoyed it. And that was your Florida Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry Tip of the Month this month. I'm looking forward to our meeting in September. It's right around the corner, so I will see you all there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me about what I use, or you can email me, jason@smilestylist.com. I'll see you soon.